through the highways, and on we'll go.
Hello everyone and welcome to this video. So today I wanted to talk a little bit more about the Jorvik Gazettes again because there's some new information about some of the free items that we're gonna get, as well as a free pet, and again I just find it kind of interesting, so let's talk about it a bit more. So as always, I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you do, make sure to subscribe. It really means a lot, and now let's get into it. So a few days ago I talked about a cat from spoilers that we might get for free, so if you're interested in that, I'm gonna put the link to that video in the description and in the upper right corner. But the two people that posted the spoilers of the cat, those are the Starseable Spoilers from TikTok and the Starseable Spoilers community on Instagram. Also both posted some spoilers of the new pet that we're going to get with the Jorvik Gazette quest. That's coming in 2 weeks, I think. It's going to be in SSO on January 25th. But basically we're going to get this actually like really nice saddlebags. It has the JG details on the side. I love the colors and I think it's gonna be a nice addition to, you know, all of the saddlebags that you can already get. But along with that, we're also going to get this kind of pet with it. There's binoculars, some pens, a little notebook, and I don't know, maybe a book, something like that, which I guess is on the brand with what we're going to do, which is help Imane, who is a new character with the newspaper. SSO said that she's gonna write a first like edition of the newspaper, which is not true, but that's something that I'm going to talk a bit later. But yeah, what do you think about the pet? I think it's nice. I mean, it's not like an animal, but I mean, I guess it's something. So this is Imane. She's gonna help us with the quest. So the update that, as I said, is coming to us on January 25th is gonna be called Be a Journalist for Jorvik Gazette. Ready to meet a new friend? Imane, the journalist, and her trusty mare, Sahara, have come to Jorvik in hopes of starting a newspaper. Let's work together to put out the first edition of the Jorvik Gazette. While you're at it, you can also show off your new clothes and horse gear. Do you like yellow or do you prefer classic white? So yeah, during this week we're also going to get some new tag and clothing, which I think is nice. But let's just focus on the newspaper part of the update. So first of all, her full name is Imane Highcantle, and she has a mare called Sahara. I really wonder which breed Sahara is going to be, and I wonder if it's going to be a horse that we can buy or if it's going to be just an NPC horse. But I think it's so weird that SSO is branding this as, you know, some sort of a newspaper that Imane is just going to start, because the thing is, we already have a lot of Jorvik Gazette newspapers scattered throughout Jorvik. For example, there's one in Fort Pinta. It's located behind the place where you can buy the horses. It's like a hidden little space, and I feel like people really almost never go there anymore. Another edition of the Jorvik Gazette newspaper is in the Starshine Ranch. Then there's also one in the Silverglade Manor, and you can actually click on it, and there's basically a Jorvik Gazette newspaper about, you know, how Anne disappeared. It says where's Anne, and there's picture of her and Concord, and then you also get this little speech bubble where it says, it's a newspaper from when Anne was missing. Everyone thinks she was kidnapped for ransom money. If only they knew the true story. I'm just glad Anne is home with those who love her. And of course, there's also a bunch of newspapers in Jarlheim where this quest, or I guess this newspaper building, is going to be. I don't even know what those buildings are called, like a publishing building. There's a bunch of newspapers. One of them is about a missing cat. Then there's some newspapers about Mr. Sand, and also a newspaper about the bridge that connects Nilmer's Highland to Wolf Hall Inn. Also, I found it kind of weird how the place in Jarlheim now has like a little place for a horse, but oh my gosh, I guess that's for Sahara. But that's so cool on one hand, isn't it? There's just a little like horse stall in the middle of Jarlheim for this horse. So I wonder if it's gonna be a pony or something, because I don't know, I feel like it's kind of small. So I think it's so weird of SSO to say that this is like a completely new newspaper, because if this newspaper already existed when Anne first went missing, how can they say that this is new? I feel like most of the time SSO just completely forgets, or I guess doesn't even care about the chronology of the game. It's kind of weird to see this progression where, you know, on one hand Anne disappears and then you save her, and there's old newspapers from where that bridge, I guess, fell apart, wasn't built properly, whatever, before you repaired it, and some Mr. Sands newspapers, and then here comes SSO and is like, oh yeah, this new character is gonna start a completely new brand of newspapers. Like, Imane the journalist and her trusty mare Sahara have come to Jorvik in hopes of starting a newspaper. Let's work together to put out the first edition of the Jorvik Gazette. What are you talking about? I feel like they could have so easily made it so that, you know, someone was already working at this newspaper, but they're either ready to retire or want to hire more people. And then here you have Imane, who just wants to work for this newspaper. She is really interested in being a journalist or something. So I don't know why they do things that they do. It's so weird. I don't get it. It's like, I don't know. Also, while I was looking at all of the Jorvik Gazette informations, I actually found that someone is like making the newspaper, which is so interesting. I'm gonna put the link in the description if you want to check it out. But I think it's actually so cool. Like, look at this, it's so creative. So here's the first page. Jorvik Gazette top 10 dressage clubs, 5 tips to improve your dressage. Like, it looks so good. Being a ranger is hard but rewarding work. And there is some tips for dressage. There's like an interview with a ranger, some dressage clubs, how to make a pumpkin pie. Like, I don't even know how people can be this creative. I think it looks amazing. There's only 4 editions, but I still think they look so good. Like, I feel like it's so weird for SSO to say that, you know, Jorvik Gazette is completely new when it has such a big history. The Jorvik Gazette's newspaper first appeared in one of Star Stable's predecessors, which is Star Academy game, where Linda was, I think, chief editor of that newspaper, which is kind of cool. I feel like they could have incorporated that into the game that we have now. Like, why not? Like, I don't know, Linda is overwhelmed with everything that she has to do, and now this new girl appears and she really wants to work at a newspaper, and Linda is so happy that she can bestow her responsibilities onto her because she's just too tired or something. And also, a fun fact, I think I already mentioned this in my previous video, Jorvik Gazette is obviously a newspaper in Jorvik, but it was also a name of a web magazine that was on Star Stable's Google page. There were 5 issues of the magazine that were released between 2011 and 2012, but then it was discontinued. And in the Jorvik Gazette, the creators used to write about new things that came to the game. There was also a question box, a page where the players' pictures from the game were published, and a sequel called the Star Stable book. I mean, I guess this is on brand for SSO, where they take something with, you know, a rich history, at least in the game, and they just completely disregard it and make something new. So yeah, I think this is gonna be it. I really just wanted to talk about all of this because, I don't know, I just like looking into things like this. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video and that you found it informative and all of that. So this is gonna be it. So yeah, I'm gonna see you in my next video. Bye!